Morning, Steve Ray in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, it's Thursday and we get export sales data today. I think the market's looking for somewhere between, let's say, 100 and 600,000 tons of old crop corn and 2 million to 2.6 million tons of new crop. For the beans, 2 to 500 old crop beans and maybe 600 to 1.2 million tons of new crop. And for wheat, somewhere between 200 and 800,000 tons. We have gotten word that over the last couple of days, China's been a buyer of both U.S. and Brazil soybean cargoes. For the U.S., it's kind of the October-November timeframe, and for Brazil, it's the timeframe February through July. For the week, they may have bought a total of 29 cargoes. It's interesting to note that if they're going to reach the USDA's estimate of 96 million tons of imported for the entire year, they're going to have to buy 6 to 7 cargoes each workday to get to that number. We do have the August 15th U.S. and China trade talks. We'll see what comes out of that. But overnight, tensions between the two countries went up a notch when U.S. is sending a delegation to Taiwan to help with the COVID situation. As far as the individual markets, number one, it looks like we're going to see a little bit warmer temperatures down the road. Rains will be confined to parts of maybe eastern Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and maybe the Tennessee Valley. So that kind of leaves out Iowa, maybe parts of Nebraska, South Dakota, and southwest Minnesota for rainfall for the short term. So we have to kind of watch those areas and see if a combination of a little bit warmer temps and drier weather affects their yields. Right now they're looking at record yields, but they have subsoil moisture to help them get through this time frame. So there's not a lot of concern yet about that. The soybean market, again, we'll be watching how much beans China buys. Yesterday we traded below some technical support areas, suggesting that we could trend lower in prices in the funds. Both index and managed funds are long soybeans going into harvest. In the corn, we think that both old crop and new crop ethanol demand is overstated by the USDA. And if the crop is bigger, the chances of a 2021 U.S. carryout over 3 billion is increasing. And that weighs on prices, even though we're at contract lows. And the farmer has a lot of corn to sell between now and harvest, and that also will limit the upside in prices. For the wheat market, you got kind of a mixed bag. You really don't see the export demand out of the U.S. with high prices that would allow prices to move higher or export demand to increase. We keep hearing about a bigger Russian crop and more export demand. We also heard of a record Canada crop, and rains in Australia is offering resistance to the wheat market near support. Some people think that we really won't make a bottom in futures until September, but we do make a bottom. But right now, the spread between wheat and corn reduces the amount of feed wheat. So all the demand numbers and supply numbers are a little bit negative to the wheat market. Outside market stocks are up, dollars down, crude's down, and gold continues to make new highs every day. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and remember, always treat people like you would like to be treated yourself.